Hey everyone, Admiral Seabass here. Welcome to Operation Killing Fields, Soviet Far East Command Turn 4.1. And hope you've been enjoying this so far. I've really been enjoying playing with Mike and Captain G, or Ozark Outpost and Captain G. And, I hope you've been enjoying watching us. So, all right, it's going to be a big turn, so let's get into it. So, a couple housekeeping items first. If we come up here, Captain G had moved a nuclear attack sub from P-37 to P-45 and then into I-15 here. He couldn't do that because I have the blockades all around here, and you can't move into or through a C-zone with a blockade marker. So he instead chose to move that nuke sub back to here to P-38, and so he's now got two nuclear attack subs there. Also, we did decide that if an airbase in a minor faction is blockaded, then it cannot be used for any purpose, including ASW air patrol. So this ASW helo is going to have to just land here and come off ASW air patrol and land here on the Philippines. All right, so that's the housekeeping. Next thing we're going to do is technology. So I've got my handy dandy dice over here again. And we're going to see what our dice luck is this turn. So I'll be trying the same techs again. So the red dice will be computers. The green dice will be advanced SLBMs. The yellow dice will be chemical warfare doctrine. And the blue dice will be advanced manufacturing. And I do believe I need 8s or higher on all of these to succeed. So let's see what we get. Well, I missed computers. And I missed advanced SLBMs, but I believe I got the other two. So I did get chem, and I did get advanced manufacturing. Okay, so chemical warfare doctrine is complete. Okay, so I'm going to grab another chemical marker here, and let me explain a little bit more about what that means. And then advanced manufacturing will go to stage 2. So chem warfare doctrine being complete means that I can make chemical attacks in 4 land zones now, and I'm immune to chemical disruption myself, and all my facility strikes now get a +1 bonus. So, all right, we will take that. Okay, so let's stay right here, but before we get into purchase units and facilities, I am at this point declaring war on U.S. Pacific Command. And I'm also going to declare war on the minor factions of Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand, and Singapore. And I think that's it. Now, why would I declare war on Pacific Command now? Well, that's primarily because once I'm at war with a major faction, I can now give military aid to any minor factions that I have a defense treaty with. So you can see here I have my Vietnamese build plate, and I'm going to give a light infantry to the Vietnamese. And that's only going to cost me 1 IPP, and you might be saying, Chris, don't light infantry cost 3 IPP? Well, yes they do, but in this game there's the concept of arms sales, which means you can subtract the cost from the cost of military aid, the total IPP value of the minor faction you're giving the military aid to. So North and South Vietnam are worth 1 IPP each, so that reduces the cost by a total of 2, and I can give them a light infantry for 1. So I'm going to give them light infantry for 1 with military aid. And then in terms of my purchases, I have 2 others. I'm going to finish the minor shipyard in Cambodia for 6 IPP, and I'm going to build another light infantry for 3 IPP. And then since I'm at war, I will get missile production now. 2 cruise missiles. Yeah. 2 cruise missiles since I have 2 major air bases. And then my minor shipyard will produce one regular anti-ship missile, and then the expansions we're playing, we have two special Soviet anti-ship missiles, the P-700 Granite here, and this represents the KH-22. And then I'm hoping I will get earn my land battle star this turn, and that's why I have that major army base there, because I'm intending to upgrade a minor army base if I get that land battle star. Okay, so that is unit purchase. And then, let's see. Now I think we get into combat movement. So, you can see here when Pacific Command is at war, then some minor factions automatically align to Pacific Command. That includes Japan, Hong Kong, Australia, and New Zealand. So I've gone ahead and aligned all of those and replaced them with U.S. Pacific Command units. So then let's go ahead and get into some of my attacks here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to empty out South Vietnam first, just to get some of these pieces out of the way so that I can more clearly move other pieces and show you what's happening. And I'm going to do this because it's going to be help. This will be even more helpful, I think. All right. So in no particular order, the first thing I'm going to do is the Tu-22M, who's here in South Vietnam at a naval air station, meaning he can engage in combat movement. He's going to go 1 to P-45 and 2 to I-15. And then he is going to auto-kill these two Pacific Command oil tankers here in I-15. And how does that, Chris? How can he auto-kill them? Well, any air unit with the naval combat capability can auto-kill undefended oil tankers. And the Tu-22M, even though it's an expansion unit, has the naval combat capability. So there's one, our first combat movement. Captain G, please reflect that those two oil tankers are killed. I typically do that by putting them on your build plate or on your dashboard, and you'll have -2 IPP for each of those. Okay, so what else can I empty out of here? We are going to make... This is going to be exciting. I'm really excited about this next move because Captain G elected to do something I didn't think he would do. So the Tu-142 Baird Foxtrot, which is an ASW long-range air platform, is going to move 1 to P-45. No, he's going to move 1 to P-36, 2 to P-28, and 3 to P-38, where he's wanting to attack these two nuclear attack subs for the U.S. If he gets a hit, he can only kill one of them, and the other one will go silent running. He's going to be escorted by this air superiority fighter who's going to go 1, 2, 3 also. And why is he escorted? Because Japan has an air superiority fighter at an air base within 2 zones of P-38, and Captain G has elected to scramble him 1, 2. So we'll have a round of interception combat there before the Tu-142 Bear Foxtrot can attack those subs. Okay. Now, what else can I get out of South Vietnam in order to clear some room here? Well, the airborne in South Vietnam is going to go 1, 2 into airborne assault in the Philippines. He's going to be joined by one of the 2 naval attack bombers who's going to go 1, 2. And then there's also a airborne in Cambodia. He's also going to go 1, 2 into this attack on the Philippines as well. And then the other naval attack bomber, where is he going? He's going into Thailand because we are going to attack Thailand. So he's just going to go 1, 2 into Thailand like that. And then where's the fighter going? I think he's going to West Malay. Yeah, the fighter from South Vietnam is going to West Malay. So he's going to go 1, and then I'm going to take you all the way down here to the blow-up box. So West Malay is right here, but it's also down here in the blow-up box. So this fighter is going into West Malay here, and he'll be joined by some other units also. Okay, so I've emptied out South Vietnam, which is good because that creates some room for me. to show some other things. So let me do this. And then I think everything that's going into Philippines is there. 2 airborne and a naval attack bomber. And then into Singapore, which you can't see down here. Okay, here's Singapore here. There's 2 light infantry in Singapore. And I'm going to move the amphibious assault ship to here. That's P-45. He's going to unload the 2 Marines into an amphibious assault into Singapore. So I'll put them right here into Singapore. And then I'll just move this down here. And I'll move this down here. That SAM should still be in South Vietnam. Okay. Now, the amphibious assault ship still has the air cav on it, but that's going someplace different, so I'll leave that right there. And then also into Singapore, I've got the 2 Yak 38s that are on the heavy aircraft cruiser here, and they are going to go 1 P-45, 2 into Singapore, like that. And then the attack helicopter that's in Cambodia, he's going to move 1 to P-45 and then 2 into Singapore also. And then also I have 2 cruisers in P-36. They're going to move down 1 to P-45 and they're going to do shore bombardment to support that amphibious assault. So I'm just going to put them next to the Singapore stuff right there in the blow-up box to show that. Okay, that's it for Singapore. And then in Malay, West Malaysia, I've already got the fighter. Also, there's an air cav in Cambodia. He's going to go 1, 2 into West Malaysia. And then the air cav that remained on the amphibious assault ship is also going to go 1 into West Malaysia. And then the battle cruiser that's on this fleet card in P-36 is also going to come down here to P-45, and he's going to do a shore bombardment into West Malaysia as well. And these 2 air cav and the fighter intend to blitz into Thailand as well. And I will need to win this combat within 2 rounds to do that. So we'll have to watch that. And then into Thailand, I already took the naval attack bomber from South Vietnam. But I'm also taking the light infantry that's in Cambodia, and I'm bringing him over as well. And again, they will hopefully be joined by the blitzing air cav and fighters. Okay, now, we've got some other combat here, some naval combat that we're going to show. So there's an SSGN that's in P-36 right here. He is going to move 1 to P-45, 2 to P-54, and 3 to P-56, like that. He's going to be joined by the nuke sub from P-54, who's coming off blockade duty, and he's coming down here to P-56. And they are going to fire 1 cruise missile each. And so I have 3 cruise missiles on my dashboard. I'll take 2 of them, and they're going to be fired 1 to P-63, 2 to Western Australia, where they will be attempting a facility strike on this minor shipyard here in Western Australia. Okay? And then more sub movement. I think you can see everything here. Yeah, that's a really good view. So the other SSGN that's in P-36, he's going to go 1 to P-37, 2 to P-46, 3 to P57, and then 4 to P58, and he's in P36 is next to this major port in South Vietnam, so he gets the +1 movement, so he can make it. And then also 2 nuke subs from P36 can also join him, following the same exact movement path. Okay? And just so I don't forget, they are going to be escorted, so to speak, by 2 of the 3 diesel electric subs that are in P36 following the exact same movement path. Okay? And then the SSGN is going to fire 2 of his P700 Granite anti-ship missiles into P48, where there's an amphibious assault ship. And then the 2 nuke subs are going to fire 1 regular anti-ship missile each into the same attack. Okay. And then what we're also going to do is because these are technically combat movements, this Soviet ASW carrier is going to move down here he has 3 ASW helos. One of them is going to stay on ASW Air Patrol in P36. I'm just going to go ahead and remove all these blockade markers because they're really not relevant anymore. So let's go ahead and remove those. So one of those is going to P36 on ASW Air Patrol. And then another one is going to go on ASW Air Patrol in... Where did all those go? Oh, here's the 2 ships. Another one of those is going to go on ASW Air Patrol in P52 down here. That's this combat token, so I'll take that off. Take this combat token off from there. And then the final ASW helicopter is going to go on ASW Air Patrol up here in P37. So I'll take that token off. And then there was one more ASW helicopter that was on the battle cruiser, and it's going to go 1 to P45 and 2 to P54, where it will be on ASW Air Patrol right there. So that is all my combat movement. Okay, let's resolve some combats. So let's do this one first. This is 2 P600s firing at 6 or less and 2 regular cruise missiles at 5 or less. There's no defense here, so I'm just looking to get 1 hit, and the amphibious assault ship will be destroyed. So let's do the 2 blues at 6. And let's do the 2 regular anti-ship missiles out of 5. All right. Okay, so wow. Okay, so the 2 regular ASMs both rolled 1s. Had way overkill here, Captain G. So we will take these off, and we will also kill the amphibious assault ship. Okay. So that's combat number 1 resolved. Let's go ahead and do this combat down here. So this is 2 cruise missiles doing a facility strike on a minor shipyard, which has 1 inherent SAM. And PAC just completed... Oh no, PAC... Has PAC not completed AMD? Well, we need to do this 2 ways, because I thought they had not completed AMD, because they're on stage 3. So, Captain G, I'll go ahead and roll it both ways, and we can figure this out. I'll just assume you don't have AMD. So let's go ahead and roll the how are we going to do this? Okay, for the first missile, let's roll AMD and the damage dice and see what happens with that. So that's a 5, so it wouldn't have been shot down anyway, and that's a 4, which is 2 damage on a D2, plus 1 for Chem Stage 4. So that's 3 damage from the first missile. And that will stand whether he has AMD complete or not. So let's put that 3 on there. And then let's do this exact same thing again. And that's another 5 and a 3, which is a 1 on a D2, plus 1 for Chem Stage 4 is 2. So that's a total of 5 damage. And it doesn't even matter, Captain G, whether you had it complete or not, because you wouldn't have shot either missile down. Okay, so that's 5 damage there on that minor shipyard. Okay. Let's do the fun one. So let's do this combat there, which requires interception and P-38. So let's do both these air superiority fighters are going to have an intercept value of 6. So let's do red for the commies at a 6. And let's do green for the Americans at a 6. And I will grab a red dice. And I will grab a green dice. Don't believe the bear, a foxtrot, has an interception value. If it did, it would be 1. So I might roll that separately. All right. So communist red, Americans in green. Let's see what happens here. A double kill. Oh, Captain G. We both shot each other down. All right. So those two are dead. Now, the Bear Foxtrot will shoot at a 4 at both of those subs. So we'll stick with the Communist 4 here, 4 or less. And if I get a hit, I'll kill a sub, and the other one will go in silent running. That's an 8. So your subs survive, Captain G. So, and we both lost an air superiority fighter in the process. So I'll go ahead and throw a silent running marker here showing both those guys are in silent running. Okay. And I'll take that off because that is resolved. So let us now resolve Philippines first. So Philippines is 2 airborne in an airborne assault. So they'll be attacking at 3. And a naval attack bomber attacking at a 7 versus a defending light infantry at a 4. And the ASW helicopter has to retire because it can't hit any of the attacking units. So let's just stick with our theme here. We'll do 2 red dice at 3. We'll do the naval attack bomber at a 7. And then we will do the defending U.S. light infantry at a 4. Okay, I don't see any reason why we can't roll them all at the same time. Let's go. Oh, my. Oh, so, Anthony, you got a hit, which I'll take a one of those, and we will continue on. So I'll lose an airborne, and we will go again. Oh, there. My naval attack bomber got a hit, and your light infantry missed. Hope I did that right in the first round, but that is fun. Okay, so we lose an airborne. Philippines loses the light infantry. The ASW helicopter automatically dies. And we will take the Philippines as the Soviet Far East Command, and that will put us up 1 to 11. Okay. All right, let's do Singapore now. So down here, let's go ahead and do the 2 shore bombardments first because those are first strike. So we will stick with our theme here and roll these 2. These are first strikes at 2 for the cruisers. And that's an 8 and a 6, so they both miss. Now, I've got 2 Marines who attack at 3, and there's no terrain there. So, but since I have an attack helicopter, they're plussed up to 4s. So let's put the 4 here. Like that. I'll put the 2 red dice. The attack helicopter itself will be at a 6. So I will do that. And then the 2 yaks. I need to check what the yaks attack at. Hang on just a second. I think they're at 5. But these are expansion units, so we're not quite used to playing with these yet the way we are with some of the other units. So forgive me while I have to look this up. And of course I'm having trouble finding it. So hang on, bear with me everyone. Here we go. All right. So the Yak 38s are at... Oh, they attack at 4. Okay. Glad I looked that up. I would have shorted Captain G. So they're at a 4. So we'll do the green dice for them. I'm just going to go ahead and roll all my stuff first, and then we'll do his light infantry after this. So let's see what we get. Okay, we got the 2 hits we needed. One of the airborne hit and one of the yaks hit. So that's the 2 hits we needed. And we'll roll these 2 at 4 or less for the Singapore light infantry, and they both miss. All right, so swing that over here. Both these light infantry are gone, Captain G and Singapore. Flip that over. And now Far East Command will go from 11 to 13. I believe that's also a bonus of 2. So, yep. Okay. Now let's do West Malay. So that's 2 air cav and a fighter and a battle cruiser doing shore bombardment against the light infantry there. And I'm just going to check the battle cruiser shore bombardment. I think it's a 2. But again, this doesn't happen. Yep, it is a 2. So let's go ahead and roll that first. If I could get a 2 here, it would be over. Because it's a first strike. And that's an 11. Okay. So let's do 2 air cav at 4. Here's a 4. We've got a fighter at a 6, which will be blue. And I think that's it. And then the U.S. light infantry will be at a 4. All right. Let's roll it. Oh, well... U.S. light infantry hits, but one of the air cav hits also. So what will happen here is I will take an air cav as a casualty. Actually, you know what? I can't do that because I have to capture the land zone. So I think I'm going to have to lose a fighter here, which really stinks. Yeah, man, that was unfortunate. Yeah, I'm going to have to lose the fighter because the air cav has to capture West Malay like that, which in that case East Malaysia also automatically goes to Far East Command. But if I don't lose the fighter, then like if I lose an air cav, then I can't capture West Malay, and then I can't blitz into Thailand. So that really stinks. So nice shooting there, Anthony. So 1 air cav will capture West Malay, and the other will blitz up here into Thailand, which is suddenly seeming kind of light. I was hoping to blitz 3 units up there, not 1. Although that was probably poor planning on my part, not realizing I had to use 1 air cav to capture West Malay. So now we've got a light infantry And Thailand is jungle, so the infantry class unit that I'm attacking with is not affected, and the air units aren't either. So this suddenly got a little bit tighter. So I'll do my light infantry at a 2. My air cav being green there at a 4. And then my naval attack bomber will be at a 7. Okay, and I'll go ahead and roll mine first. All right, I got 1 hit. So the air cav hit, but the other 2 missed. Okay, so returning fire at 2 and 4 will be those 2. So this will be the paramilitary, and that will be the light infantry. So let's see what happens here, Captain G. Your paramilitary hit and your light infantry missed. So you will lose a paramilitary and I will lose a light infantry. Boy, this could be costly. That's what makes these games so fun. These dice, you just cannot predict them. So I will have a 4 for my air cav, and I will have a 7 for my attack bomber. All right, I'm looking for 1 hit, which I didn't get. And at a 4 or less, the Taiwanese light infantry, can he save the day? No. All right, let's go one more round. Let's do all these at the same time. So this will be Taiwan at 4, and this will be FEC Air Cav and FEC Attack Bomber. Misses all around again. All right, once more with feeling. Oh, finally got you, Captain G. There, my attack bomber hit and your light infantry missed. Okay, that was way more tense than it should have been. So, well, it looks like I accidentally deleted the Taiwanese light infantry, but it was definitely still there. So I capture it with a single air cav. And I will go up again from 13 to 14 in my base income. Woo! All right. Let's do non-combat. All right, so the Tu-22M will return to South Vietnam. The naval attack bomber from Thailand will return to South Vietnam. The naval attack bomber from Philippines will return to South Vietnam. Okay. The Yaks will return to P-45, where they're going to land on the heavy aircraft cruiser, because the rest of the fleet is also moving up here to P-45, meaning I'll put all these back on my card. Okay, so the battle cruisers going back on the card there too. Also, both cruisers are also going back on that fleet card as well. So my entire surface fleet is right there. Then had one more diesel electric sub left in P36. He's going to go 1, 2, 3 to P56. This diesel electric sub in P37 is also going to go down here to P56. All right, what other non-combat moves do I have? Let's see. All right, looking at my list here. So, all right, I already moved the diesel electric subs. Already moved back the T-142. Already moved back. Man, I lost 2 air units this turn. That's not ideal. Okay, up here, The air superiority fighter from Southern Kamchatka will move 1, 2 into Vladivostok. The ASW helicopter will come off ASW Air Patrol and will land in Vladivostok. Actually, will he do that? Yeah, he actually will do that. Both artillery and Novosibirsk will use strategic land movement from the minor army base and go 1, 2, 3 into Amur. And I'll go ahead and chip that one out there. Like that. This mech will also move from Cheetah to Amur. This mech will move from Ulaanbaatar to Dornagavi. This mech will move from Zavkan to Dornagavi. And then all the units from Novosibirsk will also use strategic land movement and go 1, 2, 3 into Dornagavi. The SAM as well as the other mech. And then let me see what other combat moves or non-combat moves I have. Believe that is it. So I did earn my land battle star because I now possess 3 Pacific Command allies. So that would be Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. Hard fought in the case of West Malaysia and Thailand. So we will move into placing units. So the land battle star that I earned has to be placed now. And I can either build a minor army base or upgrade an existing minor army base. And what I will do is I will upgrade the minor army base in Novosibirsk to a major army base. And then I will finish construction on the shipyard in Cambodia. So that is complete. So that is cleared. I will also build a light infantry here in Cambodia at the minor army base. I will deliver the light infantry to South Vietnam. So that now gives me 4 light infantry in South Vietnam. And I will build 2 cruise missiles, restoring my stock to 3. I'll build a P-700, which gives me 11 of those. I'll build an anti-ship missile, which gives me 1 of those. And I'll build 1 more KH-22, which I believe gives me 6 of those total. Okay. Now, collect income. So, I am at 14 in base income. I get a +2 bonus for Singapore from my reference sheet. So that takes me to 16. I get 1 more for Singapore being in Southeast Asia in the Cambodia event. That takes me to 17. And then I get 1 for East Malaysia, which takes me to 18. I get 1 for West Malaysia, which takes me to 19. I get 1 for Thailand, which takes me to 20. And I believe that is it for my base income plus wartime adjustments. Now I just need to roll for my global support from Soviet Global Command, which is a neat little feature of this scenario. And I will roll that. That's an 8, which I believe is 4 IPP. So I'm at 20 plus 4 for global support plus 1 that I saved, which will give me 25 IPP for next turn. Believe that is all correct. And Captain G, Ozark, if I made any mistakes, please call those out in the chat. And take care, everyone. Admiral Seabass signing off.